Hi guys, good day. This is JR again, and I will be showcasing the best pet that you can have for full support priest, Magnus priest, and battle priest or the bonk type priest. So we will have a classification from class B pet, A, and S tier. So let's start with the FS priest pet guide. So what I could suggest for full support priest for B tier of the pets, what I can actually suggest is the volcanic bulldog. So for volcanic bulldog, what it does is it actually grants the owner a shield for 8 seconds, absorbing damage up to 20% of the owner's max HP. While the shield is activated, it increases the owner status resistance by 50%. So upon fully absorbing the damage, the shield actually explodes and dealing 600 fire physical damage to nearby enemies. So this one is very helpful, especially for F2P players on the early stage, since it can help you grind safely and it can provide sustainability on your priest. Next would be the melee. Melee, actually, this is one of the best B class pets that you can have as a support and also as a ME priest. So what it does is it heals up to 4 allies for 20% of melee's max HP. So what's important here is to put a higher beat stats for melee so that it can give you higher heal as well and grants them minus 15% full casting time on the next kill they cast within 10 seconds. So it's like a suffragium, a mini suffragium, a nerf suffragium, but it can provide a much faster resu, provide better support for your team. And aside from that, every time you do MVP, priests are actually required to have the maximum healing as much as possible. So aside from your sanctuary that fully cast very fast or quickly because of melee, help you heal the allies. So it provides additional healing bonus. So next for the A class pets would be number one is the Child of Earth. So the Child of Earth, what it does is actually it protects you, redirecting the damage you would take to himself for 10 seconds. While the skill is active, Child of Earth takes 50% extra damage. So it's like a devotion of a paladin. This one is actually very helpful, especially on doing MVP, so that you can actually survive some of the AoE that the MVP does. Next would be Squidget. So why Squidget? And I am an FS, but why Squidget? Let me show you. So what actually the Squidget does is it provides um, 15% damage for 10 seconds. So it's both physical damage and magical damage. We can check here. Currently, the heal that I do is around 4-6, 4-5. Okay, let's go to the area with the buff. So let's heal. That's 4-7, 4-8. Okay, so it actually provides higher healing bonus. So if you can see here, magic damage bonus is 13%. If Squidget buff, it becomes 28%. Also for the physical damage. So it's not just for ME priest, but it is also for full support because it actually provides higher heal. Okay, so next would be Candlemorn. So what does the Candlemorn do? Candlemorn, let's go to the gallery. Let's find Candlemorn. So that's a quality pet. So here, Candlemorn, it actually heals up to 5 nearby allies for 10% of Candlemorn's HP. So again, you need to have higher VIT, or you reset the width of Candlemore to the highest possible so that it will provide higher heal to the nearby allies. So grants them a shield that absorbs damage up to 5% of target's HP. Shielded units deal 20% fire magic damage per second to the nearby enemies. So aside from the heal, it actually does the immolation as the skill itself. It provides fire damage or fire magic damage to the nearby enemies. So aside from healing, it can actually provide damage that can help you with MVP runs as well. Next, for a tier S or full support, sometimes you don't always have a tank. So what you can have, the Earth Lord. Earth Lord actually creates a gravity field on the range of 5 meter radius. So it's more like the whole screen when it's zoomed out. So that's for 4-second taunting and pulling enemies within it towards the center and reducing their movement speed by 50%. And when the gravity field is activated, it reduces the Earth Lord's damage taken by 50%. He has a better way of tanking the MVP aside from the other mobs. So sometimes we use this for MVP as well. So let's go to the next type of priest. So that's Magnus priest. What I can suggest for the B tier is actually one would be Volcanic Bulldog as well. So as I have mentioned earlier, it provides you a shield and it actually explodes once the shield's limit. Next would be melee. And again, melee, aside from heal, it actually provides the mini suffragium. It lowers down the casting time to 15%. For A class pets, what I can suggest is the widget, of course, because it provides higher magic damage for you. So for example, so this dummy is undead, medium undead. So normally that's kind of the skeleton prisoner stuff or the race of a skeleton prisoner. So as you can see, the damage that we can have here is up to 170k. So let's scale with the Squidget's buff. Okay, Squidget, please buff. Here you go. So that's 173,000. So let's try with this one. Okay guys, that's 190,000. So you can see the difference of the damage. So that's why this is one of the most recommended pet for Magnus Exorcismus priests. So next would be Fire Spirit. Why Fire Spirit? Fire Spirit casts a meteor storm, so it calls down 4 meteors at random location within the target area, each dealing 125% fire magic damage up to 10 enemies. Meteor Storm increases the target's fire damage taken by 20% and has a 5% chance to inflict stun for 1.5 seconds. So why do we choose this? Because normally, as a Magnus Priest, we always go for undead. So fire has 50% more damage to undead. So that's why it provides ample amount of damage and help you fast kill the enemy when you are grinding. There. So next would be the for the S-Pet. So again, it's the same, Donald, and also for the Earth Lord. For Earth Lord, for ME Priest, what it does is actually it will lure the mobs towards you so that you will just be casting the Magnus Exorcismus continuously. So one of the most efficient way for you to grind. But that's if you are already on level 50 and has the holistic, because its casting time of Magnus Exorcismus is very long if you don't have holistic. So that is recommended when you are level 50 and already have a holistic. Okay, for Battle Priest, pets that I can suggest or recommend is actually Sohi. So Sohi, what it does is it grants you and herself 10% attack speed, 5% movement speed, and 2% life steal for 8 seconds. It provides you 10% attack speed, which is very good, especially for auto attack users like Battle Priest, Bonk Priest. So this is one of the best pet that I can recommend. Next would be any pet that can help you provide damage. So one would be the Fire Spirit. As I mentioned, it calls down Meteor Storm. Next would be Abyss Witch. So this one calls down lightning on the target area. So it's Lord of Vermilion. It's a wind magical damage up to 10 enemies. So LOV increases both the pet and the owner's wind damage by 10% for 12 seconds. So if you are using wind converter on a water mob, so it will actually increase your damage. Next that I can suggest to you for S pet, either the samurai or Antasha. So let's go to the samurai first. For the samurai, the faster you attack, the better. The higher chance that he will proc the skill that he has. So when the owner deals damage or casts a skill, Ghost Samurai gains 1 charge of Ghost Flame. So if it reaches 9 charges, Ghost Samurai removes all Ghost Flame charges and then unleashes Inferno Flurry, dealing a total of 1080% fire physical damage with 9 consecutive slashes to enemies on a line. So it's like sharpshooting. It's AoE, but not that AoE. It's line basis. It's like Lanaya, yeah, and inflicting souls to scorch, with a chance on each hit. So what does it do is it reduces physical death, magic death by 5%, but the effect does not stack. So this is one of the best aspect for any auto attack or agi build characters. So for Antasha, so this one, it shift its model into a Black Angel. So Antasha releases an explosion dealing 900% physical damage to enemies within the ranges, and then activates Overload mode. So Overload mode, that's the Black Antasha, if you can notice on dungeons. Antasha's normal attacks inflict Dark Lightning, dealing an additional damage of 250% shadow physical damage. So it's higher damage when it deals to holy properties. Overload mode lasts for 6 seconds and is extended by 3 seconds for each full starred and 1.5 seconds for each half starred primary stat Antasha has. So Overload mode costs 3 SP per second and is deactivated while Antasha's SP is below 20%. That's all for the guide for pet for priest. Any presets of priest, we have tackled full support, we have tackled Magnus Exorcismus priest, and we also have tackled battle priest. So hope you guys learned something today, and thank you for watching the video, and hope to see you soon on the next video that we will be uploading. Thank you and goodbye.